Agent Carter is set in a time period where now we could see the beginning of S.H.I.E.L.D. And kind of how it becomes what it is when they start to rebuild. What role can you tease?
Well, I would think you're not seeing the beginning of S.H.I.E.L.D. You're seeing the SSR and Hayley, Peggy Carter working for the SSR, and then how it eventually becomes S.H.I.E.L.D. But that will not happen in the first season. It takes a little bit of time before that were to happen.
Okay, how about Hydra? So the beginnings of Hydra when they're rebuilding after the first Avenger. Will that come into play?
Well, Hydra was a big part, and they just defeated Hydra. So I'm not sure it's going to be in the first season, but you'll eventually see them, yes.
Eventually. I can take that. Yeah. So tell me, how excited are you to be back playing Peggy again, to get to give her the opportunity to tell new stories?
Oh, it's very exciting. I've been kind of loosely attached to this project being a possibility for quite a while now. So to be back in Comic-Con, I think it cements it as a reality for me. And it's already changed my life being a part of the Captain America franchise. But it's so nice to go into something that's so big, yet with the people that I've worked with before and love dearly. So it's a great adventure for me. And I've got 10 weeks of intense training to make sure I'm fit to have the stamina that it takes to play Peggy. So that's a new challenge.
Yeah, she's definitely got a physical presence that I'm sure takes some work to develop.
Absolutely.
And tell me, what can we look forward to? What kind of challenges will she face as she kind of joins this force of men? It's a men's world, and we saw a tease of that in the one shot, but what else will we see?
Well, you've got her own missions that she's going on behind the back of the people that she's working with who don't really believe that she's probably capable of what she's able to do. But you then also see the personal cost, the loss of Steve, the love of her life, the fact that she has to be very aware of the relationships she forms because she puts other people's lives in danger. So she's stuck. She's in a very, very difficult, compromising position and is having to fight in all aspects of her personal, emotional, psychological survival, as well as her physical survival in all these missions. So it's kind of like the ultimate fighting game for her.
So Agent Carter, it's kind of awesome that a female character in the Marvel Universe is getting her own television series. Tell me kind of how you guys got involved and what you're excited to show us.
ABC asked us to get involved after Bob Iger saw the one-shot and said he wanted to do the show. So when we have a deal with ABC, and they said, would you kind of want to look at this Marvel property? And even though we are already running Resurrection, and they said, do you want to do both? We couldn't turn it down. It was such a fun and unique character that we sort of had to do it.
And she's a cool character. We've seen, some of her in First Avenger and the One Shot, and she's very capable. What's it like to kind of paint a picture of that woman in the time period that they're in? Because it's not a woman-friendly world.
Right. I think actually that's one of the things that makes it so interesting. You're seeing her basically have to be this strong, formidable person in a world that doesn't want her. And, I have 2 daughters, and, when most of the stuff out there doesn't really show a strong woman, it's kind of nice to create a new type of superhero.
Yeah, and I was already excited to see the first 3 questions at the panel were all Peggy cosplayers. So there's clearly, did that blow you guys away?
I know it. And Hayley loved that. I'm like, hey, look at how many yous are out here. We keep seeing them. So I'm not surprised. It's not a common thing. And I think part of what makes her so attractive is she's not a superhero. She has no superpowers. She's just herself. So I also think that makes it really accessible to a lot of people, not just people who are real big comic book fans, or because it sort of blends all these genres. You have period, you have a little bit of science fiction, you have noir, and you have fun. So I think hopefully that attracts a lot of different people.
Well, yeah, and with those different notes, so how will the episodes play out? Because you have 8 episodes. Will it be a mission of the week or an overarching narrative, or a little bit of both?
We also did Resurrection, and that was 8 episodes. And we always talk about it as 8 parts of a movie. And I think that I'm watching right now a TV show that is not Mission of the Week. And I think you want to see those stories continue through. We both were assistants at the X-Files. And I think the shows the episodes that always stood out for us were often the mythology episodes. So I think we're leaning more in that direction.
Well, because people watch TV a different way now. People will binge watch over a weekend an entire series. So And I really like that networks used to be really afraid of continuing a storyline. They used to say, no, every story has to finish within each episode. And I don't watch TV that way. I really like continuing storyline, and I really find that the networks have taken cues from a lot of cable shows, and also taking cues from DVRs and stuff like that, and recognizing that people watch TV in a different way. So that continuing storyline is not a bad word anymore.
And ABC especially.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they've actually been one of the forefront of allowing their TV shows to be continuing.
And one more question from something we saw on the panel. The teaser obviously doesn't have footage because you haven't got there yet, but there was a hint about Howard Stark being in some trouble and being branded as a traitor. Can you kind of give me some hints about what's happening there?
No.
I had to ask.
You're doing your job. I'm doing mine.
So I'm very excited that we're getting more Peggy Carter, and I know we're getting 8 episodes, so kind of tell me, what will that do for the structure? Will it be serialized? Will we get a finished, like, one and done?
I don't, whether it's one and done is up to the fans, obviously, and the ratings, but our hope is to give you an 8-hour movie, right? And it'll be one story, one bad guy, lots of twists and turns, but it's not a case of the week exactly. It's much more like True Detective or Fargo or something like that, where this is what you got, you're going to chew on this for 2 months, and if you like it, we'll serve you another one next year.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like more already. I'm just pretty sure.
Us too.
Right.
Us too.
Right. Not full.
Yeah, no, in Success, I'd love to take her, I don't know if Hayley wants to put on old age makeup, but I'd love to, we have anywhere from 1946 to 2014 to visit. She solves crimes in the old folks' home. Season 8.
I'd watch it.
I would too.
So Hydra has been revealed in a big way in S.H.I.E.L.D., and will we maybe see them start to rebuild in Agent Carter, because it's just been after Captain America?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Hydra? Well, it's on the table, right? I mean, it's probably all we can say is that if you watch Winter Soldier, Zola told you what happened, so that's coming.
I mean, it's an interesting problem in that we can't play it for suspense.
Right.
Everyone knows it now. So I'm not 100% sure how we will address the Hydra situation, but it's kind of going to be hard to avoid.
But it's a different kind of suspense, right? Like, we in the audience will know, oh no, I know exactly who that guy is, or I know what he's up to, and Peggy doesn't. And, so it'll be a different challenge when we get to it.
And can you tease anything about other Marvel characters we will possibly see in Agent Carter?
Yet. I can tell you that you'll get Edwin Jarvis, who is Howard Stark's butler and who's an important force in Tony Stark's life. So he'll be a pretty important ally for Peggy. And as you'd imagine, that being an emissary of Howard Stark, he might have access to tech. So
I can tell you that there is one major Marvel villain,
yeah,
but I can't tell you who it is.
I can't tell you who that is, yeah.
Tease, and I want to grab a quick Captain America 3 question.
I'm sorry.
Captain America 3.
Sorry,
Oh, wait a minute.
It's going fine. It'll be pretty big. So we're excited and it's going well, and we start shooting in April, so
we're mid first draft right now, but it's gigantic.